Hi, in this video, I want to talk about a new Google Sheets add-on called Eventomatic. And what it does is it allows you to take entries that are filled out in a Google form and have them populate calendar events immediately. So first, let me show you a demonstration. So here I have a Google form open, and this is under my student account. So I'm just going to fill in some information here. So my name, and in this example, we're setting this up as a student filling in a form that would inform the teacher and anybody else on the calendar of what test or assessment they want to retake and when they're going to retake it. So in this example, we'll say we're going to retake the test, and we're going to do that in room 132. And the day that we're going to do it is going to be Monday, and the time is going to be 9 o'clock. Now, on the left side here, you'll see this is a calendar that I have set up specifically for this purpose. And as soon as I hit submit here, we are hopefully going to see a calendar event pop in for Monday. And there we go. So if I open that up, you'll see that the name of the student is the title of the event, and where is the room number that we added. And then you can also set this up so that you can add guests to the event automatically, or you can have information go into the description of the event as well. All right. So pretty neat. You could do that for organizing like this when students might need to come in and do something specific. You could use this for setting up meetings, for maybe independent reading, checkups, that sort of thing. So how do you do it? I'm going to go over here into the spreadsheet that this form is feeding into. Okay, so now we can see the spreadsheet, and you can see some of these entries that I've put into here. And then the information over on the right side is something automatically that the Eventomatic add-on puts into the sheet. So really all you do is you create a form, and then you go into the sheet that's associated with the form, and you have to make sure that you get the add-on called Eventomatic. Go ahead and add that, and then once it's in there, you can hover over it, go into setup, and this little wizard will walk you through what you need to do in order to get this working properly. So at this screen, gives you a little info. I went ahead and turned on advanced mode just so I could get access to all the possible features that it has to offer. And then we go into setup. And the first screen is going to ask you what calendar you want all of these events to go on to. So I created this calendar, called Forms to Calendar Example. And in the settings for the calendar, I went ahead and made sure that this was shared with everybody. Okay. Now, back here, you get to choose whatever calendar you want. And then you choose which sheet on the Google Sheet, okay, which area down here, it contains the information that's going to go on to that calendar. You can even merge information that's put into the sheet onto multiple calendars if you want to. Next, you're going to tell the extension which columns in your Google Sheet correspond to the pieces in a regular calendar event. So if I come back into a calendar event, you'll see there are things like the where, the title, there's the description, there's a guest list, all that good stuff. So this is saying the event title, which column do we want to have fill in the event title? And in our case, we chose the your name question from the form. So it's going to pull in the your name column and put that in the event title. The description, we said, what are you going to retake? So if I go back to that event, you'll see that the description says that I'm going to retake a test. The guest list we didn't use, but if you wanted to, you could have a question on your Google form that has them choose other people, and then those people get put into the guests area on the event as it's filled out. And then the location we mapped to where are you going to retake the test. That's the question on our form. The next section has to do with date and times. So the start date and the end date, we had that be the exact same. Now, depending on how you're doing this, you may have a question on your Google form that corresponds to the event start and end date. And then the time's the same way. You have a start time and an end time, but in our case, we just set that to be the exact same time. You can also create full day events, or if you wanted to compress your time and date into one column or one question, you could do that too, but I didn't think that was the easiest thing to do in our case. And then this last screen here, you probably, you don't have to, but you probably want to set this up so that the merge happens as soon as the form is submitted, which means that as soon as somebody submits the form, this extension is going to run, or this add-on is going to run, and it's going to automatically take that information and push it out to your Google Calendar. The only way in which that might not be the thing to do is if you want to maybe collect submissions and then you want to manually push specific ones up to the calendar. So maybe you use this for people to request something, and then you're going to sift through and you're going to figure out which ones you actually want to push up to the calendar. The other way in which that might cause a problem for this to submit on every form submission is if you have a whole lot of people who are submitting or filling out that form at one time, because these add-ons can really only handle about 7 different events simultaneously. So if you had a whole class of 30 all submit a form at the exact same time, you'll get a hiccup in your Google Sheet, and you probably won't see all of those items populate on your calendar all at once, and you'd have to come back in here and manually do it, which you can do by going back into Event-O-Matic, and you can say preview and create new events, and that's going to go in and manually push events up to your calendar. So I think there's a lot of potential use for having forms automatically create calendar events. Hopefully you can come up with some interesting ones that would work in your classroom as well. If you need any help with this, of course, just contact your district instructional technology coach. Have a great day.